Would you donate your kidney to your mate? Luckily, most of us don't have to make that decision, but for Kiwi family man Andy Bryant, his answer was a simple and immediate yes. He donated his kidney to his old university mate, Connell Beban, and together they are now promoting organ donations and taking part in the World Transplant Games. National correspondent Amanda Gillies has the story.
Two mates going for a midday run on a glorious summer's day in the park. Nothing out of the ordinary in New Zealand. What makes this so special, so different, is that Connell's main kidney used to be in Andy's body.
My kidney's having a holiday in there. It's so sweet. No, he's done a good job of it, which has been probably, I guess, probably the biggest thing that I've got out of this is how proud of Connell I am for looking after it.
It's very humbling, actually, the fact that someone thinks that you're worth saving.
Back in 2017, the normally fit and healthy Connell Beban was feeling off, struggling to sleep and breathe, so he checked in with his doctor.
Which normally I wouldn't do, because I just, expect it to go away by itself. And he did a few tests and told me to drive myself to the emergency department.
With sky-high blood pressure, he spent the next 5 days in intensive care in Nelson. Tests revealed his kidneys were failing, working at about 16%, and he was told he'd require dialysis. Initially, Connell wasn't fazed.
I was very naive, and I remember thinking, I'll just give that a try, see how it goes. I thought it was just something you could try whenever you needed it, but yeah, it turns out it's not.
Weirdly, he says he was feeling great. Unfortunately, his kidneys weren't, and eventually a transplant was required.
I didn't specifically go on a transplant list. I let my mates know what was going on, and I didn't specifically ask any, but I was probably dropping the hint.
Two Tara, thanks.
Over drinks at a pub, his university mate Andy Bryant took the hint and offered his. He was tested and given the green light. It was an unforgettable day.
I can still remember the phone call, where I was, what I was doing that day, what the weather was doing. When I got to ring him up and say, hey, we're good to go.
He had the full support of his Ashburton-based family.
It's quite an amazing it's hard to describe, because at the same time you feel guilty that that a friend has offered to go through this for you, but at the same time an immense sense of gratitude.
While the long lead up to the transplant was mentally and physically tough, the actual procedure was a straightforward success.
It was a strange day, don't get me wrong, because it's voluntary. And when I got wheeled into the operating ward, you're sort of like, oh, shit. But no, it's fine, and you wake up and you got a hole in you, and it's grand.
The recovery I actually found really easy. The only thing I had on the day of the operation to be worried about was making sure Andy got out all right, and then once that was done, I was good to go.
Trauma insurance and income protection allowed him all the time he needed to recover physically and financially. For that, he was grateful. And while he was recovering in bed, Connell read about the World Transplant Games. He figured the best way to pay Andy back was to look after his kidney and stay fit and healthy. He thought the 5K run at the Games was a great way to get back into shape. The Games were in Perth this year. Andy agreed to join him. They were among the very few donor recipient pairs. Most organs aren't harvested until the donor has passed away.
I'd have people say, oh, where'd you get your kidney? I was like, it's just over there. That was awesome.
Connell finished the 5K race. He was delighted. Andy ended up with a bronze medal in it and a golden petanque for good measure.
Yeah, I jumped at the chance to go again. It was pretty powerful and pretty cool, and pretty special. So, yeah, very memorable.
They are among the lucky ones. There were about 180 kidney transplants last year. About 600 Kiwis are tonight still on the waiting list.
He changed my life, he gave my life back, basically. People that give organs are probably, it's the most unselfish thing you can do. You're literally getting a part of your body cut out to save someone else's life and give them their life back.
And together they will now lead their best possible lives, taking nothing for granted. Amanda Gillies, Newshub.